Good morning and welcome to Enduring Journey to Bliss. My name is Deanne and I wanted to do a walkthrough this morning. Today is March 21st. Yesterday was the spring equinox, March 20th, and this is 2026. So normally where I live in Colorado, we do not have our last spring freeze until Mother's Day, which is May, kind of mid-May, early to mid-May. However, this year we are unusually warm, and today it's going to hit about 92. This is March 21st. Very unusual. But I wanted to take a quick walk with all of you. Some of my bulbs are in bloom. These are hyacinths that are lovely and in bloom. I have not done really any spring cleaning yet because it's really not quite that time. Here are some more of my hyacinths that are blooming. And one more little group in this little area of the hyacinths that are blooming quite lovely. I will try to identify some of these plants as we take a little stroll this morning. This right here is a bolero rose, and as you can see, it is getting its new leaves are emerging, nice and green, healthy. So I think we'll come over here and go down the walk. So right in here is an elfin thyme that is starting to turn green. This is a daffodil called Rosa May. You can see some tiny little beds forming there. Along this side of the path, I have quite a few tulips. As you can see, the tulips are beginning to emerge. Again, I've really not done my spring cleanup. What I did do was I took my peonies and I cut back last year's stems, which is mostly what that is right there. And I did leave them and lay them down because sometimes the insects will lay eggs or certain insects will hibernate overwinter in the stems. And so I do not want to throw those away quite yet, giving any insects an opportunity to continue their life cycle. So we'll continue on down. As you can see, I have tulips all along this side. So right in here, I'm not seeing it yet, but that will be a peony eventually coming up there, hopefully, in the center of this little ring. More tulips. This peony, you can begin to see the shoots are starting to come up on that peony. Come back up. Try to move slowly so I don't make anyone dizzy. And here is more tulips right there. This right here is a native switch grass that I have not cut back yet. It's a native to my area. I live in Colorado. As I mentioned, this is peony stems that I cut back, but I keep to allow any insects that might be spending their winter in those stems the chance to continue their life cycle. And I don't see this peony yet, any growth. If I move some of that, I might see it, but there's a peony in there too. More tulips. I see a dandelion I need to get out. That's a peony down there also, but I see dandelion leaves. And this peony is giving me shoots. Peony shoots. Hopefully you can see those. They're kind of red this time of the year as they're just emerging. And I will go ahead and lift this. So as you can see, I do have some iris mixed in. That gray is a lamb's ear. This is a Eustace. I don't think that's right. It's a David Austin rose. Lots of green leaves starting. The seed heads right here. This is a Joe pieweed. It is a miniature version. And those are the seed heads that I leave for the birds to enjoy over winter. That mass of yellow right there, this right here, this is a rabbit brush. Yeah. And again, I leave those seeds. If any critters want to eat them through the winter, that's just fine. And maybe I'll get some more rabbit brush from those seeds. And this right here, full of seeds, is a native wild onion. These seeds hopefully are going to drop and give me more. If we go to the base, she is starting to emerge her new green growth. And we actually have the tag, which I can show you if it'll focus. See if I can get it to focus. No way. Oh, there we go. Like I said, it's a native onion. Has a really pretty little flower heads. Oh, I just broke the tag. Oh, it's called a nodding. That's, I broke it, but nodding onion. I'll have to clean that up in a bit. And in here is some irises starting to poke their green leaves up. And right here is some daffodils. They're a little bent. We had snow last weekend, and today it's going to be 90. But these are some daffodils. And they're nodding because the weight of the snow last weekend was too much for the stems. And then here are crocus leaves. Most of the crocus already bloomed for me. Oh, there's a little remnant. Oh no, that's not a crocus. That one is a grape hyacinth right there. But the crocus, I think, might be done. As we come on around, this right here is the remnants of one of my cone flowers. Lots of grass I need to pull out. Again, this is the rabbit brush right here. Iris right here. This is little blue stem. Again, I've not done any of my cleanup yet, but you can actually see the green growth is starting to happen. There we go. See that? So I really do need to go ahead and cut this, the dry back, so that I don't, when I do trim it, I don't cut this new green growth quite a bit. Okay. Again, we're just on the other side of the path, so that big patch of silver gray is the lamb's ear. This is that David Austin rose. We have another iris. That particular one's a Petals palooza. And right there, you can see the green leaves. That is a salvia, if I recall. And then as we continue, this is a lovely penstemon. And she still has her stems and seed heads. In those stems, I leave these for the birds over winter. Hopefully you can see that. Some of the seeds inside there. But the penstemon itself is quite healthy. There she is. Lush, nice and green. Looks quite nice. That is a penstemon. And here we have conehead. Again, I leave the stems and the stalks over winter. The birds do come in and eat the seed heads. So I leave them for the birds over winter. More iris. And this is an evergreen plant. It is it's native. Can't think of the name. I think I have the tag. Yes, I do. Here we go. It is a Panchito manzanita. This particular manzanita is native to Colorado. Stays low growing. So my hope is it'll continue to kind of spread and be a nice ground cover for this general area here. And again, this corner, this is the lamb's ear. And that I'd never planted. It has just been here. That's some more of the blue stem, little blue stem, and the hyacinths. So that is this particular little garden bed. Again, this is March 21st. Typically, our last frost date is Mother's Day in May here in Colorado. These white, I didn't mention it earlier, but these white seed heads that I've left, those are let me think. I apologize. Those are a blanket flower. Again, blanket flower is a prairie native plant. They're also called, I think officially, Gaillardia, but I know them as blanket flower. So that is that side of the sidewalk. I'm starting to already get weeds growing in my path, so that's got to be addressed. And I'll take you down this side over here. So right here is more of the Rose of May. This is a daffodil. If we come in, you can see, hopefully, there's a couple little buds over here. Down there is a bud. So hopefully I'll get those to bloom here in another week or so. Kind of this mass here of brown is chocolate flower, another native plant to Colorado and to the prairies. We have more peonies. This one I've not cut the stems yet, but that's a peony. Tulips. This is a bird bath I need to wash and get ready for the spring. I use a solar in there, and I have an upside down pot, and then the base of a different pot, some rocks to help hold it down due to the wind, and a solar fountain. Fill that with water, and the birds love it. More tulips. We'll continue down this side. So right here's more peonies in the center of that ring. I don't see any growth quite yet. Here's another iris. The variegated leaves there, that's an iris. Over here's an iris. And this tall one that I've left for now, this is an ironweed plant, native to Colorado. More tulips emerging. Oh, and this peony does have, let me bring you down. We can see those peony sprouts coming up. Peony tips coming up. And again, I'm on the side of the path. Tulips galore. My peonies line, as well as the tulips, they line this little pathway. This plant right here is a blue azure salvia, native, or a giant blue. But it's a salvia and it's native to Colorado. Again, I leave the stems. The birds have pretty much ate all the seed heads off of that. More tulips and peony rings. Right there, you can see more iris, which I just kind of intermix those in between. Right here, you can see the green leaves. That is a fern bush. That is native to Colorado. And that's just starting to emerge and open. And as we continue along the path here, I'll pan you up a little bit. The golden seed heads you see is, oh my goodness, can't think of the name. It is a native plant, goldenrod. Goldenrod. And if we come down, this is goldenrod right here. You see all that green at the base? And if I pan over here, you see the green at the base? So that's the goldenrod, native to Colorado. Another peony ring. I'm using a tomato ring, but there's a peony down there. And we're coming all the way up. Another peony right there. And then this right here is some more of that blue stem grass. And this right here is yarrow. Yarrow is also native. This variety is not a native variety, but if I bring you down, you can see all the green. That's yarrow. This is a hybrid. It's pink, very pretty, but yarrow itself is native to Colorado. And so that is my garden path that leads up to my front porch. I'll just kind of do a little pan so you can see up to the front porch. And this video is probably getting pretty long. My apologies. But I think that's all I'll cover in this video. I will make another video to talk about other plants in my native garden. I'll just do a little pan. You can see. Again, this is February. Excuse me, I keep saying February. This is March 21st. And you can see that I've not done my spring cleanup. I leave those stems, again, for any of the critters that want to hibernate, lay eggs, live, grow, spend their winters in there. I have some sedum. I have 3 of them. Right here's a sedum. You can see all the new growth. There's the 3rd one. And up here, or 2nd one. And then here's the 3rd one. So they're doing quite lovely. Again, I have not cut the sedum heads from last year's growing. All that kind of golden that you see right there, that is penstemon. That's a Rocky Mountain penstemon, again native to the area. I have more tulips, crocus, etc. in this little area here. Right here, let me zoom in. That's another penstemon. That one is native as well. I believe it's called largemouth penstemon. It's a lovely lavender, but it's native to Colorado. More tulips. You can see quite a few of the crocus here that have expired already. They've already bloomed and now they're no longer viable. But they'll be pretty next year. We'll just do a little bit of a walk, not much further because this is getting long. So here's some of my grape hyacinths. Also, there's tulips. With the grape hyacinths. This green right here, this is an Agastache, however you pronounce it. That is native. More tulips. And this lovely plant here, that is an Apache plume. Again, it's native to Colorado. And this right here is more grape hyacinths. Quite a few of them. They look lovely. March 21st, 2026. This is bee balm or Monarda. Seed heads are intact for the birds to come and eat them. And yeah. So I think I will try to pause it at this point. Maybe one last penstemon that's looking really nice. This is penstemon. Again, I don't know if you can actually see the seed heads, but there are seeds inside each one of those little brown capsules along that. But the penstemon is doing great. You can see all that new healthy green. Quite lovely. That's going to give me lots of blooms. This is the same variety. And the hummingbirds love it. Apparently I need to come out here and do some cleanup. I don't know where that white paper came from. But that's a quick look at my native, mostly native. Sedum is not native. Some of my roses, well, most of my roses are not native. The tulips aren't necessarily native. But as you can see, I have an extensive collection of native plants in here. So I appreciate you stopping by and visiting, taking a little stroll with me this morning in my very early spring garden. Yeah, these poor daffodils, the weight of the snow, the stems just couldn't take it. But it's lovely in and of itself. Very pretty. So I hope you all enjoy the day. And I will do other videos. I have different garden beds in my garden. I just wanted to kind of do a walk myself to see what's happening. It's very early in the season for this to have this kind of growth, but it is what it is. And up here is a little tulip. My first tulip to bloom is right here, and she has little grape hyacinths beside her. So that's quite pretty to see. Right here by my front porch. I've got some roses, got some irises, grape hyacinths. Here's another tulip. Look at that. Second tulip. And a grape hyacinth. They're pretty. I've got Major Wheeler. That's the vine right there. It's Major Wheeler. And those peonies, look how large those are. Those, I think, are the tallest that I have so far this season. And then I've got lilies. I've not cut down the stems yet. I have some periwinkle right over there. And this is a rose that may not have made it through the winter. That would be totally my fault. All right. I think I will go ahead and close out. Again, thank you for visiting. Hope you have a wonderful Saturday. And I think we'll close on these gorgeous beauties right here. Everyone take care. Thanks for stopping by. Feel free to visit again and see updates.